Hello, Brother Monroe here. Welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. And today, I'm just messing around because I'm recording this live on Twitch, and I'm really just waiting for Alpha 12 to drop. And I don't want to do too many user scenarios, so this is one of my own invention. I was watching the film The Battle of the River Plate again. Absolutely brilliant film if you haven't seen it. And this is essentially a Battle of the River Plate style scenario. So I've given the German fleet a battle cruiser. I know Grass Bay was a heavy cruiser, but I'm going to go for a battle cruiser so I can guarantee I get something heavier than my own ships. And I'm going to go in with a heavy and two lights, so it would have been Exeter, Ajax and Achilles historically, but we're going to play as the French because I kind of want to build a French version of the county class cruiser. Now, as well, I would like it to be compliant with the Washington Naval Treaty. So I'm going to go Heavy Cruiser 1, and every time I say that, there are tons of comments in the video about what I've done wrong. So feel free. It drives my engagement, and I love having discussions with people who know more about naval history than I do. Now, I'm going to go with the Heavy Cruiser 1, and I'm actually going to go for Max, and you might... no, not Max. I'm going to go for the medium one, which tops out at 12,310 tons. Now, you might be thinking, well, that's over the displacement limit, which was 10,000 tons, and it is. However, there were county-class ships which were counted as compliant, and they were over the 10,000 tons. So, Ultimate Admiral uses full, what I would call full load or deep load displacement for its ships, rather than standard displacement, which is what the treaty used, which is a very weird term. It didn't include the fuel, it didn't include any water that was put on board, and it was specifically so that the British and French could basically have... They weren't penalised because their ships had to travel to far-flung colonies and stuff. So it's perfectly reasonable to go for a 12,300 ton ship. Hello there, Skulga. Meme ship, Dreadnought, ship of the line. Yeah, I can do that after this. Remind me. W, hello there. Yeah, one of these days you'll blow my mind. Tell me I got something right. Get something right on the internet. What is this? I'm actually going to go with the Modern Tower 1. Save 200 tons for 1 base accuracy, basically. A few other things, but base accuracy is mostly what I'm looking at. And they're identical, just with different stats. So let's go with that, and then get rid of a nice aiming speed buff. But otherwise they're pretty similar. And rear tower 6 here is saving me about 50 tons. It's not huge, so we'll just go with the are they the same size? Yeah, they look the same size. So we'll go with the more advanced, the slightly better one. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the superstructure centered in the ship. There we go. So that it has that nice kind of look to it. Right. Let's see now. We have 38 smoke interference to play with. So a single thick funnel too. Yeah, there we go. Lovely stuff. Now then. How fast can we make her go? Let's go with steam and balance spoilers. What should go on a balance spoiler? 28 now. Go forced. That gets her up to 31 knots. That's pretty respectable. Yeah, I'd love to see some more stuff for the cruisers. The devs have actually put the Alpha 12 preliminary patch notes on the forum already, so we do know what we're getting. And I made a note of it somewhere, just because I was thinking, I want to do a video on each hull, basically. It does seem like we are getting some more cruisers. Cruisers and capital ships, mostly, seems to be what we're getting. And it's mostly for the Japanese, Italians, and the other nations. There's not much, I don't think there's anything for the French or the British or the Americans. But yeah, it would be nice. I'd also love to see more gun types, because the French have some really lovely gun models that are unique to them, but the other nations not so much. Now, we're going to go with 8-inch dual barrels, just for that county class aesthetic. Also, they can be effective, and of course they are the largest gun that we are allowed under the terms of the treaty. Now, I've got a bit of an half-weight offset, so I'm actually going to move the tower around a little bit. There we go. That'll do. Lovely stuff. And then just push this gun out just a tiny bit. There we go. No, pull it back. Hold on. There we go. 0.1. That'll do nicely. Yeah, more cruisers in general. Enlighten you, please. Well, I don't want to make... Because, of course, by the time this goes out on YouTube, I'll tell you what. In between the videos, I'll tell you everything that is coming for Alpha 12. That I know about at this point. So, that's a good main armament. Now, can I fit those neat 5-inch secondary guns? No. What about 4-inch? Nope. 3s? Yeah, you can get 3-inch quad guns here, here, and here. Well, that'll do nicely. Any 2-inch guns? Yeah, single 2-inch guns. So one there, one there. There we go. Lovely stuff. Now, we do want to have the option of torpedo launches, so I'm going to go with a quad launcher right here, just so that we have that option if we can get in close. I think that looks quite nice. I think that looks very nice, actually. Good firing arcs on all the turrets. I know we're up against a battlecruiser, so the 3-inch and 2-inch guns won't matter, but I'm trying to go for a semi-realistic build here. Speaking of which, let's actually fit this thing with an improved radio telegraph, because obviously this would be a sort of ship that the French would be sending out long range. Coincidence rangefinder, pick up a hydrophone. Gun-wise, I'm going to go semi-auto, advanced hydraulics. Torpedoes, I think I'm going to go with 21-inch oxygen torpedoes. I think for a heavy cruiser you would want the extra range, basically, and those should be relatively stealthy torpedoes. Shell type. Let's see now. Let's get the armor set up first. Obviously, going to want all the protection we can. Let's go for an auxiliary diesel engine. We don't need anything fancy like a turbo electric drive. Flash fire chance is 2%. So we're going to go high TNT super heavy. It's a very general purpose round, and it should give those guns quite a bit of punch. 20, like 5,000 meters, they can go through 17 inches of belt armor, which is around about what, 8 inches of armor. So this would be pretty effective at punching through most type of cruisers, which is good. Which again, what it is designed for. I'm not designing this ship to go up against the opponent that I'm actually going to be facing. I know that sounds weird, but that's kind of what happens historically. Let's go for a triple bottom hull for the extra resistance and the fact that we'll be worried about mines. We've got a little bit of displacement left. Let's go for maximum bulkheads, maybe an anti-torpedo blister, not much, maybe even just a 1, because generally speaking, if you're a heavy cruiser and you get hit by a torpedo, you're stuffed anyway. Right, armour. Now then, max penetration on these things is 23.5. That's a bit much for us to guard against, but the deck pen we can definitely do. So 2 inches, so yeah, say 3 inches on the deck, just flat. And then, what do we need to protect against that? Like 12-inch belts? Get that? Oh, we could. Oh, hello. Okay. Extended belt, how high? Put 12 on the towers as well. How high can we get the extended belt? Ooh. Okay. 10.5 inches. That's pretty nice. That should mean that this thing is pretty much immune to other cruiser grade weapons. That's heavy armor. That's good. I'm liking this ship. Looks good. It's got everything you would want. Punchy and should be pretty dangerous to enemy cruisers. And costs about 32 million, which is, I think, a bargain. So I like it. What do we think, chat? Can't be either beautiful or handsome. It's French. That's very harsh. That's very harsh. I think it's French, and I think it has appearance. Admittedly, I did copy a British design, but we won't mention that. Love the prow. Yeah, prow's good. I love the French turrets. I love the little sticky out bit at the end of the muzzle. It'd be a flash suppressor or something, I guess. And the rangefinders on the top of the turrets, I just think they look really cool. Okay, what about a name, chat? What should we call this beautiful French ship? What's the French equivalent of a county? Is it province? Call it the Provence. Potentially. But I'm up for the ugly duck. That's so harsh. Do you really not like this one? Okay. Provence. Provence. Oh, I know it's pronounced Provence, but it's not an A, it's an E. Provence. There we go. Thank you, Thread. There's a reason I was never any good at French at school. See, I think that's a really nice looking ship. Right, let's try her out. More like the Comte. That's a good name as well. Light cruisers look pretty hefty, and the Germans have come in with something reasonable looking. Too late. Yeah, sorry about that. It's a bit of a stream delay. Right, let's have a look at our ships. So we have the Provence, what's the translation of that? Is that the Enchanter? The Entrecaster, I think. That's how you would pronounce that. Comte. Comte. Really? I thought it was Comte. Like, I know I'm butchering that pronunciation, but Comte. Like that. It's a count, right? Equivalent of a count. Okay, 7-inch guns. 8 of them. Loads of secondary guns. Screw you destroyers, a couple of torpedo launchers, a few bulkheads, slower than the heavy cruiser, a lot less well armed. Okay, kind of like a cheaper version of the ship that I built. Tell you what, we're going to do this, we're going to approach this the same way Commodore Harwood did, although Commodore at the time, of course he was promoted after the Battle of the River Plate, so this ship and the Chateau Renault are going to advance on the east, and we're going to advance on the west of the target. Speaking of the target, headed away from us. Looks pretty mean. We'll figure out what's going on with it later. Let's go. Oof, look at that. Oh my word. Turns well, but I'm not sure I want to be on board when she does a turn like that. Oh my goodness. Might be a little bit wet because of the low... Is that the freeboard? Still. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my word. You would be sick on that ship if she turned hard. Oh, another thing to do, of course, is to switch our torpedoes off. Where are the light cruisers gone? There they are. You both switched it off? Yes, you are. What kind of torpedoes do you have? I think they're electrics. Interesting rear turret design on the light cruiser. Let's go have a quick look. Oh, with them both flat on the deck, and then is it a 3-inch gun or 2-inch gun on the barbette? Yeah, that is a little odd. I think this is very much designed as a broadside destroyer murdering ship. That's the impression I get. Alright, speed up. Taking some fire. What weather have we got today? I never actually normally look at this, but you can see what the weather's like up here. Moderate waves, moderate breeze, cloudy. Okay. Cool. Yeah, destroyers would hate those light cruisers. That's where I find out the battle cruiser's got a speed of like 40 knots or something stupid. And I have to restart the battle. Although she's not headed directly away from us at the moment, which is good. It's going to allow us to close in a little bit. The Provence is definitely taking most of the fire at the moment. Slowly approaching the enemy ship. I'm just gonna move to a more aggressive angle on it. Definitely outranges us. Hmm. 14-inch guns, I think. I'm curious to see what her engine efficiency is, because it does not have a lot of funnels on that ship. Oh, we started firing back. Just with the A and B turrets for now, which is fine. Light cruisers not in range yet. Yeah, if I find out I literally cannot close with the enemy, I will restart the fight. It's very possible, but at the moment the AI isn't running away. They're moving parallel. Well, not parallel at all. They're moving perpendicular to me. Right, here we are. The session, 35,000 tons, just shy of 50 million, few bulkheads, 14-inch tube powder guns. Interesting. She's slower than us. There we go. I thought maybe when I saw that, just that one funnel, 27 knots. So the light cruisers are 1.5 knots faster, and the heavy is significantly faster at 31 knots. Armour is not good. That's kind of standard cruiser level with a 7-inch belt. Super heavy shells, no torpedo launchers. Does have sonar and an anti-torpedo belt, so interesting. Interesting fight. Right. Hello, Semper. No. Stream. Yeah, I started late today. Couple of reasons. First one being I had to record my Taskmaster video for today, which obviously takes a little bit of time. And if I record it on a Tuesday, I have to wait. Till it finishes uploading before I can stream. Otherwise, the quality would be abysmal. And I couldn't start recording until quite late because my dear partner, I love them very much, left all the washing machines on right before they left work. So I had to wait for them to finish, or all you would hear is a tumble dryer and a washing machine in the background. But historically speaking, we are in 1935. Look, judging this ship. This ship is not great. It's not terrible, but it's not great. 14-inch guns, I've moaned about many times. They're so big that this thing would attract the attention of enemy battleships and things like that, which it has absolutely no chance against. And they're overkill, normally, against cruisers, although they're a good shout against the Provencia, because she is very, very heavily armoured for a cruiser. Speaking of which... yeah... okay, fall short. 27 knots is slow for a battle cruiser, but it's okay if you had armour, which this thing doesn't. It's armoured like a cruiser. So no, I don't think this is a particularly effective design. I mean, it would definitely be dangerous, but you know, the whole point of ships like this was supposedly that they could outgun anything that was faster than them, and outrun anything that could outgun them. But 1935, I can definitely make British battleships with 16-inch guns go at 28 knots. So yeah, this thing is problematic. But we're closing in. Congo had similarly useless armour, identical armament, and 5 knots more speed. Interesting, Semper. Thank you. Oh, just took a knock there, Provence. So this is essentially if you're just joining the Battle of the River Plate, but fought from the French perspective. And I gave the Germans a battle cruiser rather than a heavy cruiser to ensure that it was an interesting fight, because if you just give them a heavy cruiser, it won't be a, 11-inch armed ship. Even if you restart a bunch of times. There we go, scored a hit. And this is almost exactly the same tactic that Harwood used, with Exeter, as it was, attacking on one flank and Ajax and Achilles attacking on the other. Although it seems to be focusing on the Enchanter. I'm just going to call it. Ow! Right. Light cruise, you can fire torpedoes now, if you wish. Should at least force the Sashin over there to dodge and things. The Enchanter's falling back, and the Chateau Renault. Oof. Oh no! Don't sink! Oh God! Well, that's what happens when you're in few bulkheads, and the other cruiser's going to run straight into it. Oops. Idiots. And has fired torpedoes. Okay. Oof. That was a big hit. Before anyone shouts at me, yes, I did smoke them up. Right. Just get out of here. You're absolutely no match for that ship. Meanwhile, the Provence here. Definitely. Oh, torpedo hits. Nice job, light cruisers. Wasn't even watching the torpedoes. I just assumed that the ship would see them and avoid. Trouble is, we're coming up behind them now, which is not ideal. Whoa, look at that damage from those torpedo hits. How many did she take? 2. Yeah. 2 torpedoes from the light cruisers. She won't go down to it. Light cruisers, few bulkheads, I mean, saving them there. But we're going to switch our own torpedoes on. See if we can finish her off. Yeah, heavy cruiser and 2 lights. One of them died, the other one is kind of being forced to retreat a little bit. Hello there, pure gluten. How you doing? And hello to Praetorianus and anyone else I've missed. Vomicon, hello. Blown everyone up yet? No, I haven't. Not yet. Get the other launcher involved. Look at that turn. And second set of torpedoes away. Continue to try and close in on it. Ow! Come on! Ow! target locking. Jesus Christ. Probably doing damage to it. Probably she does a lot more damage when she hits me than I do when I hit her. Oof. Lost torpedo launcher. Come on, just some more flooding hits. That's what we need. Not on me, on them. Oof. Come on. Yeah, I could get the cruiser back. She's fixed up most of her problems now. Yeah, we're not out of this fight by any means, but it would be good to do some proper damage. Yeah, I don't know how we're getting deck hits at this rate. Oh, it's because she's angled towards me. Because of the roll on her. That's what the problem is. So you can get in front of her. There we go. If we hit the belt, we'll go through it. Right, ready the Marines. Come on, flood her out. Die, you bastard. Yeah! There we go. Provence might be in a pretty heavily damaged there. But a victory! Yeah! Excellent stuff. Well, I think that ship performed pretty nicely against a target she was never designed to go up against. And yeah, not bad. Although, big help that the light cruisers were able to score those torpedo hits early on. Anyway, if you're watching this on YouTube, I hope you enjoyed that one. And I'll see you again soon for some more Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. Bye-bye.